Well, as you guys can all see, we've handed out flyers. Oh, sorry. For a while now. You can see that by the turnout that we are a grassroots movement here, and that we really need help. Would you agree that other parents have to start standing up? We need to get the parents riled up to understand what's going on in the schools. The thing is, they don't understand. They get very few words about what's really happening. So I did the same thing. I spoke at a school board, and all through my speech talking about why you're bringing this in and how come a 4-year-old can change their name and identity without parental consent, when you can't even get a tattoo here under 16 without parental consent in Canada. Why is that this can happen? They don't even know what they want to be or who that is at 4 years old. Do you agree? We're all curious at a young age. We're all very curious. We go through phases. We want to be a boy, we want to be a girl, we want to be a fireman, we want to be this, we want to be that. But if you allow a child to progress naturally, and this is my battle, because I am not against choice. God gives everybody free will. I don't judge anybody. But if you say that you're born this way, why does it have to be taught in school? You either are or you're not. It does not have to be indoctrinated at 4 years old, and they are trying actually to bring it into the daycares now. Like a baby needs to know this stuff, and that they can be who they want to be. They don't have to be their identity. So anyways, this is up to the parents. But when I spoke at the school board, one of the trustees proceeded to laugh through my whole speech. And at one point I had to stop speaking and say, "Excuse me, I'm speaking." That's the disrespect. We leave there and they laugh at us. So anybody that's a grandparent or parent, I'm encouraging you, please get involved in your parent council. That's where I learned about the schools having these secret clubs called Gay Straight Alliance Clubs, which happens to be a club in our school in Bell River, in our public school for the children, that they can go there every day on their lunch hour and they can be part of this little secret group, and the parents don't need to know. So this is really happening in the schools. The next thing I wanted to do is I wanted to speak at the school board on the anti-black racism program that they're bringing in. And they said, no, I couldn't speak about that, but I could have a phone call with them. So I had a phone call. I said, the thing I see with your anti-black racism program is that you're bringing all black children 500 years backwards. You want to teach what this is really all about, if you want to know. It's all about division, and it's the attack on the family. And it's an attack on parental rights, and it's an attack on the children to confuse and make them crazy, really, right? It's to make them confused. So this school board, Greater Essex County School Board, hired a girl. I gotta be careful. I'm sorry. Anyway, Roz Salvador. Okay, she joined the Greater Essex County in the newly created role of Human Rights and Equity System Advisor. She's an experienced human rights lawyer. Roz will help develop and champion equity-minded policies within the board. Okay? Roz will work with the board and senior leadership team specifically to identify systemic anti-Indigenous racism, anti-Black racism, Islamophobia, anti-Asian racism, homophobia, transphobia, anti-Semitism, all these things. Why? Because they want to bring it more and more and more, and they have a whole agenda to push more and more and more in the schools. They're against, teaching the kids that they are white privileged. So basically, what they're doing is taking everybody that's heterosexual and white, in my opinion, and telling them that they don't matter. Just everybody else does. That's what they're doing to the kids. Because we now moved from 1 month, June being Pride Month, to now we're in Pride season. So it'll go all through and it'll come right back to September when the kids get back into school. So it's all about Pride season. The one thing I really wanted to mention was that in school, they have the Canada flag. Who would agree that on the flagpole is the most inclusive flag in Canada? That is the most inclusive flag we have. The fact that they had to raise that other pride flag is ridiculous, because that is not all inclusive, but that is their battle, that they say they are all inclusive. I don't care what they want, but the Canada flag is the most inclusive flag out there. We also wanted to raise for Easter Jesus is risen. We wanted to raise the flag at Easter. They denied us. They said, no, we can't do that. That's picking a religion. But when you go to the human rights, Ontario Human Rights Code, one of them is Ontario Human Rights Code prohibits the discrimination against, and it goes on to say all of them, but including religion. So they say the Human Rights Code says they're not against, they can't discriminate against religion, but they do. So one last thing, just remember, all you parents, grandparents, everybody out there, share the word that what they're telling you is exactly the opposite of what they're doing, like everything going on. So it's coming from top down, it's coming to our schools. If we don't start getting parents to rise up and understand what's really going on, we are going to have a generation of very, very messed up children. It's already happening. People are starting to go backwards already. They're detransitioning. They're saying, I was 13. Nobody told me the truth about what this would really matter. So we really are here for the innocence of the children, to protect the children, to get the schools to stop indoctrinating them and making them responsible for everything going on in this world. They want the kids to be responsible and become little activists for them. It's social engineering. That's the truth. We need to start calling it what it is. So please get out there, share. We need to move and grow this this organization and this movement. Thank you very much for coming out today, and please share. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Robin. I appreciate your time.